The moon shall be tinged with blood. The sun shall be obscured. The earth shall be covered by waters. And the brilliant stars shall fall from their sanctuaries in the heavens. Fire and smoke shall rise up until they reach the very sky.
Is one of the most important and ancient cities of the dwarves. The wealth of its gold seams and diamond lodes was exhausted centuries ago, but those times of splendor are recalled in its well-preserved and extensive library, and its wise men are famed among the clans. In the underground passages of your home city, your tomb, strange signs and shadows have been observed. Bands of orcs menace the surrounding area with increasing boldness. So you've been sent by the elders to consult the Kazel-Zalam scholars. Similar portents have occurred in the past. Perhaps answers are to be found among their ancient manuscripts.
evil that settled on earth was destroyed, but its seed remains hidden and shall one day return.
The city has been attacked, and its inhabitants are gone. The corpses of a group of valiant defenders are scattered throughout its passages. In one room of the library, you found a book which speaks of mysterious runes of power and suggests that assistance could come from the world of men. Now that Kazel's alarm has fallen, all the cities of the dwarves will be on their guard. Their gates will be barred. Woe betide those like you who remain on the outside, for the dwarves will not emerge until the situation has been resolved. The only solution is to solve the whole mystery and return home as soon as possible. The steps of Karakum have faded into the distance behind you, leaving only memories. These days of journey across the ancient tribal grounds have been like a dream. But now, before your very eyes, Kashgar, the mythical homeland of your ancestors. What mysteries, what fate awaits you in the shadows of its sacred monoliths?
Son, and learn my wisdom. Since the dawn of time, the shadow of evil has lain in wait. Down through the ages his power has grown. Only the light of the righteous can resist it. Be valiant, have faith, and persevere. Seek the Isle of the Dead. Find the Temple of Light, and enter the gate of Valaskaif. There you shall find your answers.
You have cleansed Kashgar, but for how long? The spirit of your ancestors spoke of a grave evil, which is surely the source of the troubles back home. You must continue to search for answers on the Island of the Dead, in the Temple of the Goddess, and at the gate of Valaskaif. Perhaps you will find assistance from dwarves who dig beneath Mount Kilmaden, the valiant knights of Tel Halaf. As a faithful knight of the king, you were sent to investigate reports of strange events at the frontiers of the realm. But the worst fears of the Order have been confirmed. Ragnar, lord of the fortress at Tabriz, seems to have turned traitor. Your party was ambushed by his knights, and now you lie in a gloomy dungeon, your mission a failure and your men slain. The only hope of recovering your lost honor and saving the kingdom from its enemies lies in escaping this prison cell. Find and defeat Ragnar!
Miserable knight, how dare you defy me? I stand on the threshold of destiny. A new army, a new empire. Your order, your king. Where are they now? Nothing can stop me. The future is mine. Prepare to join your comrades in hell.
era approaches. The Order of Knights will disappear, and the Master has reserved me a place at his side if I help in his plans. With the Guardians of Tel Halaf dead, and the cities of the dwarves annihilated, nothing will prevent our victory.
Just as the Guardians of the Order had feared, Ragnar was planning treachery. But he was not alone, nor was he simply a corrupt captain seeking power and riches. A malign force had taken possession of Ragnar's mind and taken control of the castle. The strange warrior who disappeared into the night was a supernatural force. Dark powers are abroad which threaten the kingdom. The evil seems to come from the mountains. It will be best to return to Tel Halaf and report what has happened.
The ancient and deserted city of Marakamda, whose ruins lie lost in the jungle. Its very name evokes treasures and tales of untold riches, but tales of death and ill omen accompany it. How many have searched for it in vain? And now an ancient parchment indicates its location. The temptation is great.
Your throat was cut, and you presented me with your blood, and with the blood of many men of all races, tongues, peoples, and nations. And you have created for me, by your sacrifice, an army of servants and slaves.
The city was where the map said it would be, but not its treasures, just greater mysteries. Hordes of orcs and pestilential creatures were searching through its ruins, and nameless spirits were invoking terrible demons. Above all, a black book filled with spells and curses. But one other great mystery remains. The lion creatures were searching for something. Undoubtedly the key to some occult power. And the book was just the key. What power is it that the demons of Averno covet? Above all, what will it mean for he or she who discovers it? Perhaps this adventure could yet be profitable, if you can only find the artifact of the goddess. Tel Halaf is the principal fortress of the Knights of the Armina region. For generations, their dukes have kept the peace and ensured free passage through the district. Lord Kerman, Paladin of the Order, governs the garrison with an iron fist, holding off an ever-increasing threat from the north.
Friend, we have been betrayed. The orcs fell on us during the night. My lord the Duke, my life ebbs away. My lord the Duke has been taken prisoner. Rescue him, please. He is our one and only hope. Take this key to aid your escape, and read in this parchment the final orders of my master.
Of how the Prince of Darkness began to manipulate the primordial chaos to create a new being, and how, before it could be dominated, the being came to life and became independent of its creator, and how the Lord of Chaos was between the gods.
Fortress has been taken by an army of malevolent orcs. However, their chief was no simple orc, but some more powerful being. His attack has not been decisive. It seems that his aim was not to conquer the castle, but to find something hidden there. Lord Kerman, a man of great wisdom and a worthy knight, has been taken prisoner.
The mines beneath Mount Kelbagan form one of the main dwarf settlements in this region. Its principal sources of wealth are weapons-grade steel and the obsidian used for carving sacred objects. It is a very ancient site, known to all races and peoples, from the central kingdoms to the far peoples of the sea, unlike the other cities of the dwarves, which are generally secret places. Since time began, the dwarves have struggled against evil. Safe beneath the mountains, they have accumulated the wisdom, wealth, and power to combat the forces of darkness. how Ahura Mazda, the father of all things, made the primordial chaos, and of how he took part of the formless mass and separated it, creating light and darkness, giving them both life and their own thoughts, and how he rejoiced in what he had done. Finally he had company and no longer felt alone.
On his return from the War of the Sword, Freyr was greeted with celebration and appointed king at the base of the mountain. He took his place on the throne and reigned from the stone hall of many pillars. The doors were thrown open and trade was established with men. On Queen Asha's death, a tomb was built in Ephyra in her honor and to protect her from further evil.
The mines have been sacked by an Orcish army. The dwarves seem to have retreated before their arrival. The old story of Freyr, the dwarven hero, speaks of powerful weapons hidden in the tombs of Ephyra. Perhaps you will find some answers there. In Ephyra, the mad King Azud ordered his dwarven artisans to build a temple guarding the tomb of his wife, the great Queen Asha, and all her secrets. A few years later, when he died, he was buried in a chapel near the temple. After that, several kings of the Ishabad were buried there. The temple and the tombs were abandoned many years ago, and since then they have become famed as a place of peril. They say that many tomb robbers and other adventurers have disappeared there, giving it the reputation of an accursed spot. All the actions of the enemy seem to suggest a search for some particular object or information which they didn't find in Tel Halaf or Kelbegen. Their next target will probably be Ephyra.
The king alone holds the key that will lead to the heart of his beloved. Are you perchance the king? Or are you merely a miserable thief skulking in the shadows? I conjure you, ancient serpent, by the judge of the living and the dead, by that which has the power to send you to the icy hell of Valiskaeth. The blade that severs and pierces all things. I am he who revisits death upon the living dead.
The enemy has outpaced you once again and taken this place, though the tombs of the king and queen have not yet been desecrated. they contain powerful weapons that will be of great assistance. Other fell creatures have joined the orcs and the trolls, undoubtedly the fruits of necromancy. Could it be that a wizard or sorcerer is behind all this destruction? The marking of the tower and the isle on the map is undoubtedly the strongest clue to the enemy's origin. Among the mountains of Zagros lies the Lake of Karun, and in the middle of the lake there is an isle. In ancient times, a tower was built on the isle, creating a guarded pass between the mountains which separates the ancient realms from the deserts to the north. For centuries, the tower of the Isle of Karun was a bastion for the knights in the inhospitable and perilous lands of Zagra. Finally, it was lost. The knights abandoned the fortress, and so the path to commerce was closed. Knowledge of it faded from the minds of men. The map, although besmirched by an orc, clearly shows the path between the mountains which leads to the lake. Freyr the dwarf have concealed the stories of the gods with cunning traps. until the day when all that is secret will be revealed. Know that when Ayana's sword was returned to her altar, 6 tablets were brought into being, each one marked with a rune of power. The story of the creation of history was written on them, so that it should never be forgotten. To open the tomb of the Holy Sword, you will need the 4 great magical gems, and to obtain the power of the sword, the runes must be reunited.
After defeating the enemy, Ereshkigal's life withered away from the perilous wounds he suffered in battle. His devoted friends carried his body to the temple of the goddess and entombed him there, close to the stone altar where the sword had been lain. As the shrine was closed, 4 beautiful gemstones magically appeared on the ground: a white opal, an aquamarine, a black obsidian stone, and an amber gem in an oval shape. Each friend picked up a gem, and the power of the stones was revealed to them. They each resolved to guard a stone, so they could invoke the power of the sword should the evil force reappear. Each friend made a promise to keep the secrets of the gems, and decided to leave signs so they could retrieve the sword and use it to destroy evil once again. Yes, that is what they would do. Leave signs.
What a tasty morsel. Who are you? A hero, a visionary, or food for my worms? New courage for my slaves, a placing for my armies. Your victory is assured because my lord is invincible!
The enemy has fled. A malign creation of necromancy, he was no more than a minion, a serf sent by a power still greater than he. Lord Kerman, Duke of Tel Halaf, was not found among the prisoners in the tower, but there is evidence that he is held in Shalatua, the fortress of the orcs. In the tower is a mural depicting the history of the fallen warrior, hero of the War of the Sword, which speaks of the return of evil and of the sword as the only force strong enough to counteract it. If one of the 4 gems should be found and the sword reappears, it would be of great assistance. The fortress of Shalatua was constructed by the knights of old so they could control the mountainous region of Yerevan. Many years ago, however, the knights retreated from that region. Since then, a powerful orc clan has been settled there. The orcs, the people who have always been independent and strong, now serve the enemy, compelled to fight by a force more powerful than they.
The road of the heroes led them to the fertile valleys of Yerevan, where they sought shelter in the tall towers of its fortress. When the day of leave-taking came, Amlak, the Archer of the Sun, strode off his land in Orlok and settled amongst its steep gorges, taking with him his share of treasure and the blue gem. Gorlond, the knight, returned to his fiefdom in Sarikhan and became Duke of his frozen castle, where the white gem has been watched over ever since.
come too late, but there is still hope, and only the sacred markings on the stones reveal the way. Come with me, let us leave this dungeon, and while we walk, I shall explain to you how to recognize the signs.
No!
Lord Kerman has died. He was weakened by his captivity and illness, and a cruel blade sealed his fate. Nevertheless, his belief that the enemy can be stopped heartens you, and the warning about secrets and mysteries can be of assistance. However, the quest continues. The enemy is threatening the blue and white gems, which are in the keeping of the Gorge of Orlog and the Frozen Castle. Time is of the essence. One of those two should be your next objective. Among the mountains of the Half Moon, on the pine-covered slopes of Nimrut, stands the Fortress of the Clouds, which guards the lands of Sarikan. In the castle is one of the keys to the tomb of the fallen warrior. For during the War of the Sword, the men of that place fought alongside their allies, the knights. the Avestas agreed to create a place where they would all live together, and how Ayana, the beloved daughter of the father, created in this world a beautiful garden filled with life, and how Angramanyu, the Prince of Darkness, visited his siblings and lived with them. This is Burr, the white gem, an opal of perfect purity, guardian of the tomb of the sword, mounted in crystal cut from the rock as a symbol of the purity of the eternal snows of the frozen mountains.
Treachery and perfidy have reached as far as the icy fortress, and its inhabitants have fallen under the dominion of a powerful demon and lost their reason. But Burr, the white gem, has been saved, and mounted in ice, it retains all its purity.
The Gorge of Orlok is a natural pass between the mountains that border the ancient kingdoms and the steppes of the north. In the past, these mountains formed the kingdom's most advanced line of defense, and from them departed the raids of the conquering kings towards the rich and distant Northlands. However, it is now centuries since the last of those raids, and even the gorge itself is beyond the present borders of the kingdom. All manner of malign creatures now lurk among the ruins of those ancient fortifications. In the days before the War of the Sword, one of the gems of the legendary Tomb of Blade was concealed there, though its fate has now been forgotten. This is Velia, the blue gem, the deep aquamarine, guardian of the tomb of the sword, mounted over signs of the snail and the trident, ancient coat of arms of the fishermen of the sea of Nile. Anticipating the enemy's plans, you have succeeded in liberating Velia, blue gem, set under the sign of the snail and the trident, ancient coat of arms of the fishermen of the Sea of Vinaya. The oasis of Nejeb is a 4-day journey into the Great Sand Desert. A settlement of merchants flourished there and built a beautiful palace. Over the years, the warring and the decadence of the merchant rulers brought about their downfall. The oasis was abandoned by all except a few nomad shepherds. Recently, however, the enemy has established itself in this place in a bid to control access to the Rub al-Jeb Desert and the volcanic forge of Shathra.
here Sarwan, the tireless traveller and guide to Irish Kegal, saw the light of day for the first time, and here now rests his mortal remains. Honour to his memory, for he led the heroes of the sword and accompanied the golden gem to the temple of Al-Faroon. And also he aided Nergal, the smith, in regaining the forge of Shathra, where during a short time they forged anew the mighty armour of the knights. Nergal watched over the black gem.
The enemy has taken the place and knows where the yellow and black gems are hidden. Time is of the essence in your quest. The desert of Rub al-Jeb is close, as is the dormant volcano under which the forge of Shathra lies. But who will get there first?
When the gods wished to reward Narim the Pious for his years of service to his people, they flung from their dwelling place a sacred monolith that pierced the ground in Al-Faroon, causing a spring to gush forth from the dry sand with the purest and most abundant waters in the region. In thanksgiving for this bounty from the heavens, this temple and all within it was erected, where Sarwan the traveller guards the yellow gem. The light of the sun is a fire that forges the will of his servants in the furnace of the desert. We offer you the sacred fire. Grant us the grace to contemplate your countenance. Water is the gift of the gods, so we offer up our water on the sacrificial altar, and thus shall we contemplate the grandeur of the gods.
how Ayana expelled the gods from their dwelling place and kept the earth closed to them, keeping behind her works and creatures, and how Spenta Manu watches over the earth from the sun, and Ayana dwells on the moon to watch over the night from there. From that time on, then, the succession of day and night reigned over life on earth.
Having offered you our water, which gives us life, and our fire, which gives us valor, we offer you the measuring rod, with which you will separate out the righteous and grant them access to you.
This is Ryazan, the Amber Gem, guardian of the sword, the legacy of Narim, golden symbol of the sun. The temple, protected by the incantations of the priests, was safe from the orcs and bloodthirsty trolls. But its sacred interior was desecrated by skeletons and the living dead, foul creations, abominations of nature which offended by their very existence the purity of eternity. Ryazan, the Emperor, mounted in the sacred scarab, symbol of the sun, is out of danger. In the dark times, when the gods still dwelt among men, the followers of Shathra, god of metals, and ally of Angramanyu, prince of darkness, raised a fortified temple in the heart of the dormant volcano. Centuries thereafter, the temple was fitted out as a fortress, where the great smiths of old forged the finest of weapons. Nergal, the maker, chose the safety of the volcano to preserve the black gem, the sacred obsidian. But as the years passed, the fortress fell into disuse, and the gem was forgotten. evil followers of Shathra, allies to the demons, continued to thrive under the power of the cult's dark deity. Yuri Sabrig, the black spider of obsidian, has remained hidden, but now it is finally free from danger. Crossing mountains and steppes, jungles and deserts, you shall reach a secret valley where a large river runs. Close to its bank there is a temple. Only the chosen ones shall find it. For when Ayana cast her spell to expel the gods from the earth, she wanted to save her temple from desecration, and so she used magic spells to conceal it from view. Now you are in Ayana's favor. Perhaps you shall be her chosen one and prove worthy to take up the soul.
I come to offer you the amber jewel. Please open the door for me. I come to offer you the flawless aquamarine. Please grant me access. I come to offer you the white opal. Please grant me your blessing. come to offer you the black obsidian stone. Please grant me the power to take up the sacred sword. If this is your destiny, then so be it. Take the sword, and let nothing dispirit you. Your enemy awaits you in the high tower of sorcery.
How Ahura Mazda, heavy of heart at the sin of his sons, the gods, withdrew himself to the far depths of the universe, and how since then he has not been seen by the Avestas, from where the wise men say he will only return at the end of time. Treacherous Dal Gurak, servant of the shadows and worshipper of Angra Mainyu, hides away in his high tower of sorcery, where he draws up battle plans for his army of abominable creatures. The power of the goddess has uncovered his place of hiding, and it now falls to the goddess chosen one, the Knight of Light, to defy him.
mortal one, and gaze upon the face of death. This is Mescalamdag, the Lord of the Archontes, the Scourge of Urbade, and the Perdition of Nippur, Master of the Thousand Dead. Miserable mortal, you have found me and thwarted my plans. Now at last you must die. By the power of Angra Manu, I invoke all evil spirits and creatures of the shadows. Finish him!
Don't you realize that your strength is of no use? Can you not see that Diana is no longer at your side? The end of time has come. Victory is not possible, and your fight is in vain.
The Lord of Evil has been destroyed, but the danger persists. Since his fall, chaos and destruction have been lying in wait. On a magical plane, the Lord of Chaos awaits his reincarnation, the opportunity to destroy the earth, to annihilate all creation, and unleash the end of time. how darkness and wickedness overshadowed the aura of light and virtue that enveloped the earth. About the fight between Avestas and Archontes, and the expulsion of the opponents.
You are my chosen one, my beloved one, for you have shown courage and interpreted the signs. Look beyond the darkness, and you shall find a new shadow.
Treacherous Dal Gurak, servant of the shadows and worshipper of Angra Manyu, hides away in his high tower of sorcery, where he draws up battle plans for his army of abominable creatures. The power of the goddess has uncovered his place of hiding, and it now falls to the goddess chosen one, the Knight of Light, to defy him.
Miserable mortal, you have found me and thwarted my plans. Now at last you must die. By the power of Angra Manyu, I invoke all evil spirits and creatures of the shadows. Finish him!
light, Ayana anointed you paladin. With the power of the gods, you have succeeded in destroying me. The time has come for you to meet your destiny.
Dalgurak's high tower of sorcery, the Chosen One crosses the threshold of the abyss, goes forth through the door of Velaskayalf, and into the depths of the fortress belonging to the Lord of Chaos. Where he has gone, no man can follow. Only the protection of the goddess and his gleaming sword can help him.
Time has passed, but the wait has not been in vain. At last, you have arrived. I have been waiting all of eternity for you. Give me your life, and with it the life and light of the gods that are held within.